Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Today is Friday, and we're still here. We're still trying to lose 150 pounds. It is a rainy day today in Buenos Aires, Argentina. And today is going to be an interesting day because I'm getting back on the scale for the first time in a few weeks since I left the US. And so, yeah, it's going to be a little interesting. I don't know what to expect. It's a new scale. And so I just don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, but we got to do it. I'm excited to show you the scale. Jolima picked it out, and it is, hold on, let me just get it. So I want you guys to see it in the proper lighting, because it is glorious. I'm going to put it right here. You ready? Oh, wait. I don't know if you can see. It's a little lime. It's basically what we could find. I mean, we didn't want to spend too much money because it's basically something we're going to use for a couple months. It was 11 bucks. I know it's not very green of me, even though it's very green. But yeah, this is it. So, all right, let's just do it. Let's just see if we can just get on it. Put you guys here, and then yeah, that does it, doesn't it? All right, let me take off my things. I'm gonna let my hair down, and I'll take off my shorts, but taking the shirt off is just too. All right. Let's see what we got. It's supposed to be able to take all my weight, so. Oh, this thing is in kilos. Wait, is there a way to? I don't even know what that is. I don't even know if this thing has, a feature for pounds. Okay, 141 kilos. Even. Okay, let's figure this out. Shall we? All right. All right, let's see. Kilos to pounds. Okay, 141 kilos is 310 pounds. So, we're up a little bit, but this is also the first time we're using the scale, so there isn't like a baseline to compare it to. It's just, that's what it is. Okay, well, that's where we are. This is our base. This is our baseline for today, and we'll keep going from there. I was hopeful. I'm not gonna lie. I was hopeful that maybe, I would be pleasantly surprised, and it would be like, let me fix this. I was hopeful that I'd be pleasantly surprised, and it would be like, I don't know, under 300. I was hopeful. Okay, but this is our baseline. So 141 kilos, 310.8 pounds. It's what we got. It's what we're working with. And yeah, we're going to keep going from here. We're going to keep doing this My blood pressure was fantastic this morning, 116/70, so that is a major, major win. And yeah, that's what we got. So let's get on with it. Let's go to breakfast, and we'll get on with our day. And just like every other morning, for the last few days, I guess, we are having our 3 eggs with 1 arepa, and just some water. I was reading something this morning that was a little upsetting. I read an article that said that drinking a lot of seltzer or club soda or anything like that was not great because of there are some reasons for it. Teeth. I think that it wears down the acidity. It's more acidic than regular water, so the pH is a little more acidic, and it wears down the enamel on your teeth. And yeah, just, and there's like other minerals and chemicals and stuff from the packaging, and I don't know, it's a little upsetting because that's mainly what I like to drink, and it makes, it's a small source of happiness for me in the middle of trying to eat healthier and having that become something that's not healthy in a way. I don't know. Still don't know how I feel about it and stuff, but yeah, it was just a little upsetting because I do drink a lot of seltzer, and so, oh well. All right, let's have breakfast, and I will probably see you guys for lunch. Well, I almost forgot that today's Friday and we need to do our workout. I had breakfast and then just completely started moving on with my day, and I had to run some errands and stuff, and I was coming back to make lunch, and I forgot that we had to do our workout. So let's just get right into it. I'm gonna do my kettlebell swings, but you guys feel free to do whatever it is that you're doing. We're gonna do it together. We'll try to do it as quickly as possible because we got shit to do. So, all right, let's see. Put them out here. We're gonna do 100 kettlebell swings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh. So I am going to be doing, I'm going to put these guys on. We're going to be making some ramen for lunch. Using some of that bone broth that we made last Friday. And so we're going to be making some ramen with it. And something interesting that's happening with the Lumen is that I haven't been keeping track of the food, and I'm sort of, based on everything that I've learned over the last few months and years in general, I'm sort of keeping track of my macros, making sure that I'm getting enough protein and stuff, but I'm not keeping track of it in the app. And my measurements are extremely consistent. Like, I'm basically waking up every day with a 2. It was a 2 every single day last week. And I got a 1 and a 3, so it hasn't been a 2, but it seems oddly consistent. And I don't know if I'm looking for something to be wrong where I don't need to be looking, but it seems oddly consistent. I don't know, something about it makes me feel a little weird. Let's do one more. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. And that's something that happens to me quite a bit, is that I am not, for some reason, like if something seems odd, and it can seem odd for whatever reason, and it might be completely silly because it might be odd because of my own expectations about it that I created out of thin air for no reason whatsoever. I'm going to turn on the AC. I start suspecting that something might not be quite right. But, are you on? There you go. But, I don't know. I start getting this feeling, and it's difficult for me to shake it. To shake that feeling that, is this working the way that it's supposed to be working? And I just don't know. And so, at some point, I want to start measuring a little more again, being a little more specific with the macros and all the things that we're measuring, but with the app. But technically, I mean, I highly doubt that anyone from Lumen would ever see this, but technically it's supposed to measure my metabolism regardless of whether I'm, updating the macros or updating the food log or my weight on the app, right? Isn't it? I don't remember it saying anything about your weight having to be updated in order for the measurements to be correct. If that was the case, if that was a necessary thing, I would be sure that they would make it more clear. So, all right. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. And so, oh, right here. This is where it's coming out. Ooh, this is hard today, you guys. Ugh, this is hard to do. Can I fix this? For this guy to move. It doesn't seem to move at all. Oh well. Ouch. This is still recording. Oh, sorry guys, I dropped you. All right, let me make sure everything is fine and we'll be right back. All right, I think we're good. Sorry about that. No, we're not good. What happened here? I'm trying to balance the camera on a doorknob, and that's the precarious nature of it. All right, let's keep going. $31, $32, $33, $34, $35, $36, $37, $38, $39, $40. Ooh, this is really hard today. Just struggling to do it. The AC helps a little bit. But anyway, so I'm not doing the macros, not doing the food log. Mainly because as I started building up sort of my system and everything that I was doing here, I needed to simplify. And this is kind of, I guess, the process that we talked about at the beginning of the videos when I first started out back in February, that a lot of people were commenting on. I think this is what they meant, like, you know, start simple and then you can add complexity. And at that point, because I had been preparing so much and kind of had a clearer plan with a lot of these systems built in, it was the opposite. I needed that amount of complexity to help, you know, make it real and feel like, okay, I'm doing this. I'm really doing this. And the way that it usually went was that I would give it a big push with, you know, whatever plan I had decided to follow. And then eventually when something like this would happen, then the opposite. It was too much, and getting back to it was just too difficult, and we would drop the whole thing. And this time, since, you know, like I said to you guys, is the last time we're starting. Like, we already started, we're not looking back, and we'll see how long it takes us to do this, but we're doing this. We're going all the way, 150 pounds, at least. It's probably gonna end up being a little bit more, but anyway, and so this is sort of the adjustment, you know, this is a course correction, and at this point, I actually feel like I've needed the complete opposite of what I was doing. And it doesn't feel right. The weird thing about this is that the way that I'm doing it now doesn't feel right. And there's the part of me that says, well, you're not even doing it right. Why do you keep doing it? You know, and that's a big thing that I'm battling in my head. All right, let me keep going. 40. 41. 42. 43. 44. 45. 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Halfway there. There's an idea, I guess, it happens to me a lot, the sort of expectation that if you're going to be doing something right, it needs to follow a very specific, very strict set of parameters. And the moment you're unable to keep up with that, then it's ruined, it's not real anymore, and you should just give up. And that happens to me, not just quite a bit, it's always happened to me with basically every project that I've ever started. Certainly with weight loss and health related things. And so, now that we're through with that, I'm trying to build again, you know, without starting from scratch. Because starting from scratch means, or would mean in general, that I would basically, okay, scratch that, let's start fresh, let's go back, let's take a few months off, because it would always, you know, while I was in prep mode, it's like, okay, clearly this didn't work. We need to go back to the drawing board and we need to start thinking about this again from scratch. And like that would take weeks, would take months, sometimes years had it even taken, because you know, the demon is powerful. This demon, the hunger demon, is powerful, and so that would take a while, and eventually I would, you know, muster up the energy, the courage, the intrinsic motivation to get started again, and you know, and we would just repeat the process all over again. So this time, like we said, we're doing it differently, but it's hard because nothing feels right. I don't know what I'm working towards. That's also partially why I've finally decided, okay, you know, even if I don't like the number, I gotta get on the fucking scale, because we need to figure out where we're going with this. I need to start reestablishing what my goals are, what my North Star is, what my why it is. And so, 310. The last time we actually weighed ourselves, hair and all, in the States, I was 304. So it's a 6 pound difference. It's not terrible, but it's there are things that are much better now, like my blood pressure is better, and we got to keep focusing on those. And so I'm trying to figure that out, I guess, how we're going to be moving forward from here and what the course correction is. So we're not starting from scratch. We had a little bump in the road, and then we're doing a course correction to make sure that things keep going in a forward. We keep making progress, I guess, if you will. Let's keep going. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. And so what we're trying to do here is figure out how to move forward, how to make this, how to translate the idea of the system that we had in the States from an external factor that existed there into here, into a system that exists in my head. Sorry, I got hiccups. And so that's kind of what we're figuring out now. So to me, I realized that having those building blocks in the kitchen in the US was a big thing, was definitely a big thing for me. And being able to come up with a few things, put them together and easily make a meal, that was huge. And so I'm realizing that the same thing can be had without needing fuel or anything else if we choose the right foods to have on hand. So now having, I was looking at the Huel meals that were sort of like the basis for this, and I saw that we had the grain-based meals had a mixture of brown rice and quinoa. So now we bought rice and quinoa. I haven't started using the brown rice or the quinoa, but you know what I mean. So we have them there. And then the other meals had pasta, just like regular pasta. And so pasta is something that I always looked at unfavorably because it's a bad carb. But yeah, it's a bad carb if you're eating a fuck ton of pasta with little protein or anything else, But if you're having a little bit of it, because we do need those carbs, and you have decent amounts of healthy fats and protein and all that stuff, it's perfectly fine. So that's kind of why I'm doing some of these, this approach where I'm having some of those same things. Like I saw that Huel, the basis of most of those meals was like either the grain blend, so the brown rice and quinoa, or the pasta, and then flaxseed and pea protein. Well, fuck it, we can get flax seeds and we can get pea protein, and yeah, we don't have all the extra vitamins and shit that they put in there, and I would probably still continue using it if I were in the States because it's convenient and it is healthy and it's providing a lot of stuff. But we can have some of these things that add, like the pea protein. I've heard so many people raving about using it just as a healthy source of protein, and so. We have those things. We do have some of those things that can help make this easier. So now, were we starting at 50 or 60? I want to go with 60. I'm tired and I don't want to. I'd rather skip one set than do an extra one. Sorry, guys. 61, 62, 63, 64, 65. 66, 67, 68, 69, 70. And so that's sort of the first part of this that we're doing, which is let's just figure those first building blocks, and then we can get back to doing some of the other things. Because I would like this approach to be a little bit better in terms of clarity, I guess. You know, like, I feel like part of the reason why I'm having a difficult time, and I've been having a difficult time for the last few weeks, is also a lack of clarity. What am I doing? And why exactly am I doing it? And how do I know if I'm being successful? I feel like there are no parameters. And so, honestly, I don't know if this makes any sense. But, and if it doesn't, please let me know in the comments if it does or if it doesn't. But a sense of clarity might be we're going to do X, Y, and Z in a certain amount of time, and we'll know if we're successful by doing, kind of creating like a SMART goal. I don't know if you guys have read, I'm sure you have, about productivity and stuff, and establishing SMART goals that are specific, measurable, actionable. So I don't remember all the things, but basically having specificity in the goal that you're trying to do. And so the thing is that with health, and this is why weight loss kind of comes into play, because it's only one metric, and that's not the goal, but it is the easiest one to measure, and the one that gives us like a concise number to do, to be able to measure whether we're being successful or not. And so it is dangerous because weight loss alone doesn't guarantee anything. And that's why I always want more data. Like the goal is to reduce fat and increase muscle. And that's why I brought the crazy suit, the Fitbit. No, not Fitbit. The suit, I don't fucking remember it now. But anyway, the crazy spandex suit that measures that, because it's supposed to measure like, is my body composition changing? And that's sort of also what the scale back at home was doing. It can give us an idea of body composition. But I don't know, I might figure out, now that I'm starting to get a little motivation and kind of crawling out of the depression pit that I was in, I don't know, there might be, someone mentioned in one of the comments, this was weeks ago, about when they saw the ridiculous suit and they thought it was ridiculous. And it is absolutely ridiculous. But when they saw it, they mentioned that some universities might have, more scientific ways of measuring body composition and all that stuff. And I'll look to see if one of the universities here has something like that I might be able to go and do, and we'll see if we can measure body composition and maybe establish some goals that way, some metrics. I don't know, something like that. So, all right, let's do one more. 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80. Whew. And so maybe I'll see if I can figure out a way to do that, establish some goals. I know that one of my goals from the very beginning of this was to start regaining my flexibility, and I haven't been very consistent with the stretching lately, so I want to get back to it. But again, it was like I started out with a goal in mind. That was this program that I told you guys at the beginning that I bought. It's like a 21-day hip opening challenge or something, and I started doing it, but it's difficult to be consistent. And I don't know if I was seeing the progress. I mean, a lot of things were changing because I was coming off of last year being here in Argentina. My back was a mess. And I do mean a mess. Like I couldn't stand up without it hurting. And it was like a pain here and all the way down my leg, like here, my glute. And walking was so painful, like honestly, half a block, and I was in so much pain. And I went to a physical therapist. She couldn't figure it out. I went to
an orthopedist. I had an MRI taken to make sure that it wasn't like a pinched disc or anything in my spine. Nothing. Everything was fine, and no one could figure out what it was. And so it was the same thing, like you're too overweight, blah, 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 and all that. And you know what it was? Because I left Argentina, and like within 2 weeks, I was feeling better. I was back in the States, and I started feeling better. And the reason for that was the chair that I was sitting at for work in the other apartment that we had was really bad, and it wasn't, ergonomical enough, I guess. It didn't fit in properly. And that was what was creating that. That was the thing. I just had to stop sitting in that chair. And so having gotten out of that, a lot of, my flexibility is back. And so I don't feel the need as acutely as I did back then, or when I first got to the States, to work more on my flexibility. Even though my flexibility is shit, but I don't feel as limited as I did. And so maybe the urgency isn't there, but I want to work on those things. And it's difficult because establishing those goals requires enough intrinsic motivation that I just don't have right now. Life seems to be uncertain at the moment. And not just with this, there's shit going on in life, with my family and stuff. And so there's just a lot of uncertainty in life right now. And I'm having a difficult time finding that intrinsic motivation. So, but at least we're doing our workout, right? 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90. All right, one more set, guys, and we're gonna be done. So, yeah, that's what we got. And so for now, we focus on finding the right kinds of foods, and we are. And so far, we're doing okay. We really are doing okay in terms of food. There's cravings, obviously, always. It's such a powerful fucking thing. God damn it. And it's just amazing, the people who don't have that. Like, Jolima doesn't have that. And she's very empathetic, and she really tries. Is it empathetic or sympathetic? I'm always confused about those two. Have looked them up a million times, to know the difference, and I always get them wrong. I don't even know why, but I can't. I see, like, some people confuse right and left. Like, she's one of them who can't tell right from left. She really can't. But I can't. I still don't know the difference between sympathetic and empathetic. I know what one of them is supposed to mean and the other one, but I don't know which is which. So, and she tries to be, very understanding, but she just doesn't have it. Food is not a big thing for her, and also her fucking genetics. Her entire family is tall and thin, so, it's no fair. But just food is not a big motivator, and it doesn't. And she enjoys a nice meal, and she really likes when food is delicious, but she doesn't have that drive for this whole time that I'm going over to fucking eat media lunas last week or whatever. She's just not, she's like, no, I'll stay home and eat my eggs, and so it's a cray. Okay, last set, you guys. 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, and 100. Whew. All right, you guys. We got those. All right, we're gonna do these curls just because we have them and we've been doing them. All right, let's try it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. See, I'm still sore from Monday. My biceps still feel it. I don't know if this is stupid. I just want my arms to grow a little bit. Just a tiny bit. I want biceps like Matt D'Avella. All right, let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Whew. Whew. All right, we'll try to do these quick. At least they raise my heartbeat a little bit more, right? Oh, I fucking love AC. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Oh shit. Woo. Two more sets and we're done. Are you guys doing any kind of I guess muscle building things, or are you mostly just like doing walks? What's if you can let me know, like what's your routine in the comments? It would be nice to see like what else everybody else is doing. I can picture you guys going about your workout while I'm doing my workout, and it's like we're doing it together. I mean, we are doing it together, but sometimes it gets a little lonely for me here. And so it helps me if I can picture you guys doing whatever exercise you're doing. I also have some elastic bands. Is that what they're called? Resistance bands, I think. Those, and so 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Ugh, those last ones really hurt. So yeah, let me know what you guys are doing. And we will do it together. We will do it together. Together. One more set, and then we'll go make a glorious ramen for lunch. That'll be so delicious with our tonkatsu broth that we made last Friday. It is so flavorful, so good. Just that addition to the meals. So much goodness in there. So much goodness. Last one, guys. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, and 50. Whew. All right. We did it, you guys. Let me pick this up and let's get going. Make ourselves a delicious lunch. All right. Okay, and we are ready to start cooking. Oh, the lens is a little dirty. Sorry, guys. There we go. Okay, we're ready to start cooking. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna do a more proper ramen today. Not super proper, but a little bit better. So we're gonna boil the eggs. We're gonna do the 6.5-minute eggs for this. And then we're gonna be making the broth here separately and just, doing it a little bit at a time like that. So that's what we're doing. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say. Oh, we're gonna take out the broth and the pork. Ve, pero entonces el cerdo lo vamos a dejar. Si quieres no lo saques todavía. And then we have our frozen bone broth. And here comes Julima with her. Okay. Eso, sí, necesitamos, por ejemplo, digamos, como por aquí. Ahí, sí, ahí. There you go. This lady is resourceful.
¿Qué? ¿Qué dijiste?
Dije que eres muy imaginativa. No te quedas varada. Okay, and then so we're gonna do the broth. We're gonna put in the pot over here. And we're gonna start cooking it and adding all kinds of goodies in there. So let me just get this going. Okay, now that our water is boiling, we're gonna do the 6.5-minute eggs. Hay uno,
Ay, no. Se dio una mula el huevo.
dos. Okay. And we're gonna set a timer for 6.5 minutes.
Oye, Siri, 6 minutos y medio.
6 minutos y 30 segundos, empezando ahora.
Okay, so we got our eggs are going. Our bone broth is melting. Smelling really good, you guys. Okay guys, sorry, I forgot to show you. So I put some dry mushrooms in here, some fish sauce, some oyster sauce, and a little bit of sesame seed oil. And we're just letting this kind of marinate here, and then we're gonna cut our pork. No, menos. Ahí, está bien. And this is how we're doing our frozen pork. There you go. Y lo pones directamente ahí adentro. And now we're gonna put it in here. And we're just gonna cook this pork. And then we're gonna add some more water, and we're gonna add the noodles, and basically that's it. Some scallions. And that is it. I start moving quickly and I forget to show you guys, sorry. So I also put some of the pea protein and a little bit of the collagen, like about 2 tablespoons of each, to start making the broth as nice and savory and delicious and nutritious as possible. So this is how it's going. Por ahí unos dos. This. Okay. I'm also gonna fry some scallions in a little bit of ghee to put in there. These guys are going. We're getting the right flavor for this. Making sure that the flame is correct. And yeah, just keeps going. And then we're gonna add our eggs and our scallions and our noodles over there, and it'll be delicious. Okay, and so we're gonna do some ghee and some onions in there. Just to make sure that we got all the things. And things are moving, things are going, you guys. We are due in. Okay, and now I got my 3 little discs because there's 3 of us having lunch. And so I'm gonna put them in. Oh, no, actually I need to do enough water in it first. And then,
El agua está en la tacita.
okay.
No, eso es lo que
I believe that's probably a good amount. And we do 1, 2, and 3.
Es un disco por persona.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And we're just gonna kind of let those guys in there, let them do slowly. Maybe increase. We don't want to dilute the broth too much. And then this is gonna be our topping. And that is it. All right, I'm gonna finish cooking here and then I'll see you guys in a minute. And now this is what our ramen is looking like. And again, you know, this is not proper ramen, but it is delicious. So. And it's pretty nutritious as well. And now Jolima is peeling our eggs, our 7-minute eggs, 6.5-minute eggs. And that will be it. We'll serve and then we'll take a look, but this is basically what it looks like and it'll be delicious. And this is the final result. Our egg looks pretty good, and the noodles and the broth and the meat, it all looks pretty good. So this is what we're doing. This is what we're having for lunch after a workout. So that's it. Let's have it for lunch. I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm gonna eat. I'm hungry. I'm tired. See you guys in a bit. All right. Well, it is time for dinner, you guys. And so I'm thinking I'm just gonna use a little bit of everything that we have here to make another kind of meal out of it. Always fun to watch Jolima cut chunks of pork. No, así está bien. That's good.
¿Seguro?
Yeah, that's good enough. No lo pongas ahí todavía. Déjamelo aparte. I'm telling her not to put it in there because I want to fry some onions first. So we got some scallions left. We have some of our frozen pork. And we have some rice and a little bit of hummus. And so we're going to try to make a nice meal out of that. I'm going to fry some onions, and then we're going to do a little bit of rice, a little bit of pork, some seasoning, and some eggs, some collagen, some pea protein, and you know, we'll make a nice little meal out of it. Again, I was thinking like, you know, we could just go out for dinner. We could just, but no. How do you say it? Cooler heads prevailed? So I don't. There's some saying there that I can't remember. You know, a little bit of olive oil, some ghee. I don't know, you know, good fats, good protein, and a little bit of carbs, and we make a good meal out of it. So that is what we got, you guys. Let me just get going, and yeah, you guys can hang out with me while I cook. Okay, so we're gonna start with our delicious ghee that we're going through pretty quickly, but it is delicious and nutritious and all around wonderful. So we got some ghee going in there, and we're gonna get our onions going just to get a base of flavor. And there's a little bit of ghee left over here on the spoon. So with my brand new spatula that we got today, get in here and get these babies going. So basically what we're trying to do here is something that in Colombian cuisine is known as calentado. And it's basically the same idea behind fried rice, which is just, you know, a bunch of the stuff that you have left over and you kind of make a dish out of it with whatever you have left, and you put everything in there, and you know, that's basically it. So we got our ghee and our onions going, establish a base for some flavor. But then today I'm going to use something very interesting. I'm going to use some of this garam masala just to give it a nice Indian feel to the dish. And we'll let the onions soften a little bit. And I basically use everything, the white part and the green part, everything. It's a nice base for flavor. And then we're gonna do, just let it soften for a minute, and then we're gonna add the rice. And we're gonna get that going. Oh, it smells so good. It smells so good, you guys. All right, let's just go ahead and add the rice in there. Okay, this rice is done. And so make sure that we get the rice going as well. And I'm hoping next week, because we had this rice and we're not eating that much rice, so we didn't get through it quickly enough, but I'm hoping that next week we can get to use our, what's it called, the brown rice that we got, and the quinoa for our grain-based meals. And we'll continue using the other pasta and little noodles and stuff that we got for our other meals. Okay, so now we can add the pork. And we're doing this as quickly as we can. We don't want this to end up taking too long. This pot is not great, and so the rice is sticking to the bottom a little bit. So we might want to lower the heat a little bit for getting this. Oh, come on. No, tranquila. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit of collagen, maybe 2 tablespoons, like big tablespoons, just to add some of that goodness. I add a little bit of water because it's starting to get, it was starting to stick a little bit, a little much to the bottom, and so a little bit of water, lower the heat, so we're cooking it a little bit slower. And it's becoming kind of like a little risotto-y type thing. Ooh, we should add some of these dry mushrooms that we got from the Asian place. This is gonna end up being really interesting. So, some of these dry mushrooms. And then still we're gonna add some interesting ingredients. All right, okay. Do that. Then we are adding some hummus to this guy. But so there's also something else that I want to add. It's going to be a secret ingredient. It's a liver and pork pate. And she doesn't like it very much, but she'll like the taste. She won't know that it's in there. So we add some hummus for some creaminess. I really don't know if this is going to turn out okay, but... And then we'll add some of this stuff that I don't want to say the name too loud because I don't want it to become a thing. Okay, and so we have that going. We put these guys in here. And we're gonna mix it, mix, break it up and mix. And it's becoming very creamy. And so now we have the hummus, we have the other magic ingredient, we have some of these dry mushrooms, we have a little bit of garam masala, so we're mixing Indian and Spanish in all this. It's got an interesting smell. We have the pork, and then what else? We do need to put these guys away. All right. I am going to. What else was it that we were going to add to this? Don't seem to remember now. We were going to add maybe some egg. I think it's maybe going to be an egg or two. But first, I want to make sure that all of the pate is, mixed in there, and the hummus, and we get a creaminess without really identifying, and the nice flavor of it without identifying what it is. That's funny. It's gonna add such richness to this. And so this is kind of what it's looking like. Yeah, it's kind of creamy, risotto-y type thing. And so, come on. This is what we got. Yeah, this is pretty good actually. Let's add an egg. And let's add another one. Okay, let me just get rid of these guys. I really don't like my hands being dirty because then I have egg on my hand and I transfer it to the spatula and then it just becomes like a whole thing, and no, definitely not. And this should have everything. Oh, it's definitely super creamy. You guys, that is delicious. It looks so good. This ended up being the weirdest risotto ever. And we'll see if it's good enough or not. But let me finish, let it just kind of cook for a little bit longer. All the flavors incorporate, and then I'll serve it and we'll see what she thinks of it. All right, well, this is what we have, and we're gonna see if she likes it. So, Yolima, try it. A ver cómo te parece.
Calentado. Está bueno.
See?
Sí.
Yeah, she says it's good. She likes it. All right, you guys, our little experiment worked. Let me try it. Make sure she's not just being nice for you guys.
Está bueno.
It's sort of almost risotto-y, but with an Indian flavor profile from the garam masala. Excellent. Yeah, very good. Very, very good, you guys.
Pelo de barba.
She says in beard hair. Probably. Delicious. Excellent. All right. So, again, we got plenty of protein in here. Still not sure how many carbs we have from everything, but, we're getting there. We're getting there. This is healthy enough. Actually, I think it's pretty healthy. So, good job, you guys. That is it. If everything goes according to plan, tomorrow we are going to have an interesting day. I'll just leave it at that. All right. See you tomorrow.